Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your girl Daisy, the hostess with the mostest. The hostess with the mostest. Okay, that's enough of that. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Canon 50mm 1.8 STM lens. Wow, what a mouthful, right? Thankfully, it's also known as the Niffty 50. And let me just pick it up here so you guys can check it out. Yeah, Niffty 50. Now, I've had this camera lens in my bag for well over a year and a half. It's one of the first pieces of glass that I picked up, when I first purchased my SL2. And that purchase, that came with a pretty decent bundle. They throw everything but the kitchen sink in those bundles. It came with the kit lens, the 18 to 55, and then it also came with a 55 to 250, like a zoom lens, which I very rarely, pick up. But it was a nice bundle. But everybody around here seems to think that the Niffty 50 is the one that you should be, carrying around in your bag. So I went ahead and purchased this. It was, like I said, it was my first piece of glass outside of the bundle. Now, a little bit of the specs on this. It's a prime lens, so that means it stays only at 50 millimeters. But it does have a nice big wide aperture at 1.8. So for those of you who are into that, creamy bokeh or bokeh or whatever that is that everybody around here tends to want to achieve, then this, you shouldn't have a problem getting that type of effect with the Niffty. Now, I must say, like I said, I haven't really done a lot of shooting with it. I'm so used to the 18 to 55. For me, it's a simple lens, and I can zoom in, zoom out, all of that good stuff. But with this lens, you're going to get that, definitely just the 50. But you can change the aperture depending on how much light, you need in what particular situation you are shooting in. So I slapped it on the other day, took my dog Riley out for a little walk here in New York. The foliage, the trees were turning all beautiful colors. And I also shot a small video. But you know how I do on my channel. I don't claim to be an expert on videos or photography. There's a lot of great people on YouTube that can definitely break this lens down for you. If you're looking for me to drop this in slow-mo and do all that beautiful stuff that they do around here, no, you might as well, change the channel now. I buy my own products, take it around, give you my honest opinion, and maybe it's something that you, may feel that you need, in your camera bag and easy to operate. That's what you get on my channel. I always leave the links in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead to the gurus that'll show you, more technical data for this, and, do all the, the special stuff that we all love to see them do. So anyway, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into the B-roll, and then I'm going to come back and slap this on the camera, because right now I'm shooting with my Sigma 17 to 70, which is my newest lens. I'm really digging this lens, let me tell you. It wasn't cheap, but I will review it. But, this is a different lens. I'll be putting this back on so you can definitely, check it out and see how this 50 works and operates. Okay, so before I just, yamble and bamble on, let's just get into the pics that I took the other day, and then I'll come back and let you know what I feel about it, okay? See you in a bit. Okay guys, so I'm back and I hope that you enjoyed those pics and the little video that I shot the other day while walking my dog. Just a note that the exposure means shutter speed. Just want to let you guys know that the exposure on the details of each pic means the shutter speed that I was using. Now, I'm back in my bedroom and I'm sitting in the exact same spot that I was when I was shooting with the Sigma 17 to 70. The Niffty 50 is on the SL2, and let me just tell you some of the settings that I'm using on it now. I have it set for the auto focusing tracking thing, so it's going to track me, hopefully. I'm shooting at 60 frames per second. I have the aperture wide open at 1.8, allowing a lot of light to come in. So that's the widest point of this lens. This is the aperture, 1.8. For lighting, I'm using one ring light and two of my regular bedroom lamps. So that's what we get for lighting. I'm also sitting in front of a window and the shade is down because it tends to, like, you know, make my glasses glare. Am I the only one that has that problem or what? Anyway, so let's get back into what I like about the lens. And there's two things that I really like about the lens. And that's its price at $125, and it may be even cheaper today because I've had this in, you know, my bag for about a year and a half. You can't go wrong with a lens that gives you that wide of an aperture at 1.8, you know, at this price point. Just can't go wrong. Especially if you're like me and you're always shopping around for lenses. You know that a lens that has those really low or really wide apertures, especially the ones that stay at that aperture throughout the focal length of the lens, those tend to be like a little pricey. So, you know, at this price point, and like I said, it could be cheaper now. I saw it the other day for like $99 on one of the online camera stores. So, you know, you really can't go wrong to get that low of an aperture on this lens. So that's a good thing. Number two for me would be the form factor. It's compact, it's light. I never had a problem, you know, taking it around the neighborhood and shooting my pictures. I had the dog in one hand and I had the camera in the other, and that was nice. It felt really like put together for the SL2. I tend to use, let me show you, I tend to use this camera grip thing that I picked up a couple of years ago. I slap my camera, hold it the right way for you, slap my camera on this, and it's really, really nice. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can pick it up. You know, I can hold the camera steady. I never felt like the camera was going to tilt over or, you know, I was going to drop it. I mean, this thing is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, definitely pick that up. But yeah, the form factor is actually terrific. Like I said, I don't really trust anything that's going to, you know, screw up my $600, you know, camera. So I tend not to like really use those gimbals. I do have one. I haven't used, you know, figured out how to use it, but I will. And I also have that thing where you hold the camera out here, you know, while it's, you know, you're filming. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that yet. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just haven't learned how to use it properly. But anyway, so those are the two pluses for me. Price, form factor. Now, I was thinking while I was doing this video, why it is that I really don't use this lens, even though it's the one that everybody around here seems to think that you need to have in your camera bag. And one of the reasons that I found, and it took me going back to the gurus to like really show me what the heck I was doing with this lens, like was I doing something wrong, I learned that on APS-C censored cameras like the SL2 or any of those Rebel Line series of cameras, those are what's called like the lens is like cropped, right? It's not full sensor, it's crop lens or crop sensor. And when you slap this 50mm on a crop censored camera, you have to multiply what the crop is. So 1.6 is the crop factor for this particular camera. And if you times that by the 50mm, you get an 80mm lens. So it's not 50 on a crop censored camera, it's really 80. And it's one of the things that basically has always bothered me about this lens. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you have to work more for your shot when you put this lens on a crop censored camera like my SL2 is. For taking pictures, I guess it's okay because, you know, you have to move the camera in and out, and so you frame your shot. But for video, you're like up close and personal with this thing. Right now I'm sitting 4 feet more or less from the camera, and I actually had to put a pillow underneath just so that I can like frame my face and, you know, make sure, you know, I'm in the frame and all of that good stuff. You can see I'm getting that creamy bokeh in the back, so, you know, the lens does do what it says it's supposed to do. But, you know, again, you're at 80mm on a crop censored camera, which is what I'm shooting off of, not a 50. So you got to play with, like, you know, where you're going to put the camera, you got to play with this thing. It's just not like I'm going to slap it on and, you know, shoot a video. So I'm talking about more on the video side of things. Let me step back a minute so you can see like a full frame shot, you know, me standing. So just bear with me. Let me step back so you can see what it looks like when I'm further away from the camera. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this thing is still gonna track me. Yes, I'm back here. I'm back here. Yeah, okay, don't want to trip. Okay, guys, so here I am, right? And I took my Stanley measuring thing out, measuring tape, and this is 8 feet from the camera. As you can see, you know, the details, I think it's in focus, so it's doing a good job with that. But this is how far away you have to be, you know. I have a pretty big bedroom, so basically speaking, I'm far away from the camera, and if I need to make any changes or whatever, you know, I have to run all the way the heck back there. And I guess that's one of the main pet peeves that I've had about this lens. I mean, I'm just so used to either the kit lens or a lens that I can zoom, you know, take the shot. You know, I don't have to be far away from the camera. Now, maybe I'm doing something wrong. You know, maybe, you know, like I said, I'll leave the links to in the description to the gurus that I use. Maybe I missed something. But this is one of the reasons why I don't use this lens a lot. I have to work too hard to get, you know, the look or the shot in the frame or whatever you call that. It's just too much work for me anyway. Now, you know, I bought the lens, so, you know, you should definitely learn how to use it. Probably better than what I'm doing right now. But yeah, this is my #1 pet peeve right here. That, you know, you're far away from the lens and it takes a lot of work to get your shot. Let me see if it's continuing to track me in focus. I think it is. Let me see. Yes. Oh, it's doing a pretty good job, right? You know, and you're getting that creamy bokeh, whatever the heck it is that they call it. So yeah, so basically speaking, like I said, you know, it's for price and the form factor. It's not bad. So I would definitely say pick it up, you know, learn how to use it. I'm here in my bedroom, and I'm imagining that you have to have a big space to work with this lens. If you're in a small, cramped up, you know, place where you film or you do your videos, I don't see how that may work, but maybe it does. But, you know, this is my con to this lens is, you know, that you're not really at 50. I mean, I could put my 18 to 55 kit lens, put it at 50, and then zoom in, zoom out, and get the shot that I want without working on this. I mean, truth be told, it took me 20 minutes just to get this, you know, and I'm sitting on a pillow. And I didn't have to do that with my 17 to 70. You know, I mean, I'm again, it's not a really bad thing. It's just that you should prepare yourself to actually work at getting your shot in frame if you're going to use the Niffty 50 on a crop censored camera. I don't have a full sensor camera, so I'm assuming that on a full sensor, it's going to give you the 50. I did pick up a new mirrorless that I'm going to be using, but you know, that's another video. But yeah, you know, for form factor and the price, I definitely say pick it up. It's a good lens, a nice wide aperture, and I don't think you're gonna go wrong with having this in your camera bag. So Daisy's World is giving it a 2 thumbs up if you use it. Like I said, I may just take this off, put it to bed, and start playing around with some of my new lenses that I recently picked up, but that's just me. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you learned something. I hope that, if you have the lens, you use it more. Leave me some comments. How's the creamy bokeh thing coming? Pretty good, right? Yeah, I think it does a pretty good job at that bokeh stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. And I will attempt to use it a little bit more often. I don't know about video, but I'll definitely use it to take pictures. Alright guys, so that's it for now. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Daisy's World.